Would love to maybe try a talk show, not by myself, but I've all thrown around Kevin Hart because I think we are so opposite, but so the same in terms of being go-getters and crazy and not turning anything down. I feel bad for him because obviously I'm a lot richer than he is. And my bank account is just way bigger than his.
Of course. Erin, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. So I want to ask you this first. Obviously, you're in Los Angeles for Super Bowl week, but you have something cool going on with Crown Royal. What can you tell us about your partnership?
Well, I'm proud of Crown Royal because this was something that they came up with. They asked me to go along with them. They are gifting 56 of the most influential women in sports. And obviously they're doing that because it's Super Bowl 56. And they're going to be gifting them their newest whiskey blend, Crown Royal 18-year-old. And along with that, they're going to be donating $1,000 on behalf of each of those 56 recipients, each of those names, to WISE. And all of this is obviously to empower women in sports and in business, something I feel really, really strongly and very passionate about. So I love the idea. Absolutely.
And how are these 56 women chosen?
So I thank you for asking. I actually got to work with Crown Royal on the list, and it was cool because I was just thinking about the women that have kind of paved the way for me, women that I look up to, women I want to be like, women that I love to cheer for. So they had their people, I had mine, and we put it all together. It's hard when you think about 56 women, you're like, oh my God, that's so much. But then once you start rolling and you're like, how about this person? How about this person? You're like, oh, wait, now I'm at 77. So we'll do that for Super Bowl 77.
Of course. So, and you mentioned it, we're seeing more and more women in professional sports, specifically in the NFL. But when it comes to the future of the league, do you see women taking more leadership roles, whether it's general manager? We've seen women become assistant coaches. Do you see them become head coaches in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are endless possibilities with all of this. It's very exciting to see women in the front offices of these organizations now, obviously on the sidelines, on the field as officials. There's women in high positions with the league office. So, yeah, I mean, look, is it happening as quickly as I'm sure a lot of females would like to see? Probably not, but I think what's important is change is happening and the moves are being made. So I applaud the NFL for that.
And one of the things that I've noticed, I think it was last year or the year before, is Andrea Kramer and Hannah Storm being in the broadcast booth for the Thursday night game, streaming on Amazon Prime. Do you see, and this goes back to women being general managers and coaches, do you see women calling more NFL games down the road?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they want to do, I'm sure that, any network would look into that. A lot of people ask me if that's something I wish I could do. I love where I am. I don't want to be up in the booth. I love being right down on the sidelines.
Of course.
Sometimes it's dangerous. Sometimes it's crazy. A lot of times it's chaotic. So I'm very, very happy where I am. But I applaud those women and everybody else that wants to try and go up there in that booth and call a game.
Of course. And along with what you're doing in Crown Royal, you're obviously there for the Super Bowl, Cincinnati Bengals, Los Angeles Rams. Now, Fox isn't covering the game because that belongs to NBC this year. Yeah. So how will you be watching the game?
I don't know yet. I mean, we have tickets to go. We think we're going to go. It's also different when you're not covering a game and you actually have to try to figure out how am I getting there? How am I getting in, standing in line? And as very bratty as that sounds, when you think about your job being these football games and you don't have to worry about waiting in line and all that, you have the best seat in the house. It's kind of different when you do have to sit in the stadium. And I'm not really good at that. If I'm not going to cover a football game, I like to be at my house, have my own bathroom, have my DoorDash ready for me, anything that could come and give me food. So have my Crown Royal sitting right there where I don't have to stand in line for it. We say we want to go. My mood is kind of up in the air about it. My husband's like, you really want to wait in line for stuff? And I was like, yeah, not really.
Will you be doing any tailgating at all or no?
Probably not. It's a little different. I don't know what we're going to do. If we do, we may go to the pregame festivities. There's a lot of talk. Do we want to be with our friends, like from Fox, and do something with all of them? Like I said, it's very different when you're not covering the game, because we're so used to, hey, our pickups at this time, we'll be down on the field at this time, we'll be down ready for warmups at this time. So it's really, really hard when you're not involved like that. That's why I wish we could have the Super Bowl always, because it's hard to watch somebody else do it.
Of course, I could definitely understand that. But who do you think wins the game?
I don't know. I mean, I think you can make a case for both sides. The one thing about Cincinnati is the stage is never too big for them. I think that's really exciting. Their offense is super talented and really, really fun to watch. It's almost like a video game. I obviously cheer for those two boys from LSU because I'm an SEC girl. And Evan McPherson also from an SEC school, being from the University of Florida, as I am as well. So, okay, Evan, I see you with those kicks. But then on the other side of things, you have the Hollywood story with Matthew Stafford coming here and playing for arguably one of the worst teams in the NFL for the last 12 years. And now the stage is his. Aaron Donald, who says he needs a ring to kind of complete his resume. The Rams going all in on a lot of these guys: Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Odell Beckham, Matthew Stafford. So we're definitely not short of storylines in this one.
Of course. And with Matthew Stafford, I'm from Georgia, so I follow Matthew Stafford. Yeah, so I follow Matthew Stafford throughout his career, well before he got to Detroit. So I think it's good to see him in the position where he is now, especially what he was doing with Detroit, and then with Georgia winning the national championship. I think it would be fitting for him to win the Super Bowl. So there are quite a few storylines. So it will definitely be interesting.
Yeah. No, it's exciting for him for sure to actually have a taste of this, be a part of it. His cute family, embracing it the way that they have. It's special for sure.
And along with the Super Bowl, one of the bigger NFL stories is Tom Brady retiring. Now, I heard on your podcast how upset you were about Tom Brady on calling it a career. So when it comes to
have I come to terms with it? No.
I can understand that. But when it comes to him as a player and him as a person, will we ever see another player like Tom Brady?
I mean, I always leave kind of, the analyzing of players to somebody like a Troy Aikman or guys that have actually played. And when you hear, Troy Aikman say he's the greatest player of all time, that kind of validates it for me. Troy played the position. Troy won 3 Super Bowls. I work with him and I hear who he likes, who he doesn't like, who he thinks, has made their mark in the NFL. And Troy says it. And look, you would imagine he'd be pretty hard on quarterbacks, being a successful one that he was. But he's like, I truly believe he's the greatest of all time. I don't know. And that's why selfishly I didn't want him to retire, because I love covering the GOAT. And, like I've said multiple times, this is my version of Michael Jordan. I didn't get a chance to cover that. I was just a kid on a couch screaming for him, even though he was beating up on my Boston Celtics. So, it was some of the coolest times in my career. Listen, it's pretty badass when you're on a Friday, you get on a conference call with Tom Brady and he's breaking down the season with you. You're like, holy crap, this is my job, So that's why selfishly I'm really bummed out.
Of course. And have you got a chance to reach out to him since he retired?
I have. Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm. And another quarterback.
And try to convince him not to go. I don't think I have much weight in my argument there, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. And another quarterback that's made headlines is Aaron Rodgers. I know you talked to him, you developed a relationship with him over the years, and he's not sure what he's going to do this offseason. The Packers want him back. I'm pretty sure there's going to be teams after him. What do you think happens to Aaron Rodgers for 2022 and for the foreseeable future?
I'm split down the middle with him, much like I was with Tom. If I thought Tom was going to call it a career or maybe go for one more year, I could see Aaron staying put in Green Bay. I really could. And then on the other side of things, I can see the argument. Tom Brady opened the door for a lot of these athletes that are like, look, I don't have a lot of time left. I need to go to a team that I think we can win this now. Or I need a change to prove I can do it. I could see him leaving. I could see him staying. I could see him leaving. I know that doesn't help your question whatsoever. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not privy to that information. As I was selfish with Tom, I'm being very selfish with Aaron as well. I've asked him not to leave. We cover the NFC. I don't want to see him in the AFC because that means we won't see him. We normally see him 4 to 5 times a year. So I was like, listen, I know we have nothing to do with your decision, but don't go. We love you in the AFC. We want the guys here.
And I think all Packers fans can definitely say the same thing with that. So along with what you've done with Fox Sports over the years, you also hosted Dancing with the Stars from 2014 to 2019. Now, I know you don't really keep up with it on a regular basis, but do you miss hosting as well as the on-set dynamics with the judges and the dancers?
Yeah, I miss hosting. I'll always miss that group. I think what we had there was very special with, Tom leading the pack. He was our Tom Brady, our quarterback of the show, and the judges were a lot of fun. And those dancers were so special. And nobody could talk football with me on those Mondays, which I was so annoyed about. That's why I always love having a retired football player, so somebody could talk to me about football when I would be there on Mondays during the season. Yeah. But that was a great time. I mean, obviously that's something I want to do again, where I try to juggle a football game during the weekend and then host a primetime game show. I really, really want to get back into that role. I had such a great time. I think, hosting a show like that would be a lot like doing an NFL game or a sporting event. You don't know the outcome. You have to kind of live and breathe with the contestants and what they're competing for and all of that. So kind of looking for the right fit in that world, but definitely want to get back to it.
Of course.
Maybe don't have to wear ballroom gowns and maybe throw a pant in every now and then and, a sneaker, if you will. But if I could leave the ballroom gowns out of it, but if that was a requirement, I would consider it.
Of course. And that actually leads to my last question for you. You've had a lot of success in your career, done great work at ESPN, Fox, Dancing with the Stars. You've been appeared on Good Morning America. And so when it comes to down the road, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I definitely don't want to leave football. I mean, I can't really see a week during the football season go by where I'm not involved in that. It's my passion. It's my love. It's what I want to do until somebody tells me I can't do it anymore. What I would like to be doing is, like I said, trying to figure out something in the entertainment world. I really had a great time with that, with dancing, and want to continue that somehow in some fashion. Would love to maybe try a talk show, not by myself, but I've all thrown around Kevin Hart because I think we are so opposite, but so the same in terms of being go-getters and crazy and not turning anything down. I feel bad for him because obviously I'm a lot richer than he is. And my bank account is just way bigger than his.
Of course.
So that would be awkward sometimes.
Yeah.
Something like that. Obviously with a family, I've gone about things different in my life. I've experienced things in my life a lot later than a lot of women, starting with getting married at the age of 40. We're trying to have a baby at the age of 43, 44. So, it's come at different times for me. I had success in my career at an earlier age. So I think that kind of, dynamic of it all with somebody, a host who, like Kevin, has a lot of kids, has been married, that world. And I'm like, wait, what do you do? Like with a kid diaper and things like that. So,
Well, if a talk show happens, I'm all in with that.
Well, so okay, let's go.
Yeah, of course. Come
on, Kev.
Yeah, exactly. But Erin, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Continue success for you and have fun at the Super Bowl.